Hey, yo, what it is and what's good, Joe? Welcome back to 280 Plus, the social media podcast where I take the conversations off the timeline and go beyond the tweets. I'm your host, Los Def, and I'm here with another solo episode. If you're new to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button. If you hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. You know what I mean? Anybody that's into some of the content that we're talking about today. We got some headlines today, a lot of allegations, a lot of it's a lot of nastiness to end the year. Like, I don't know. And there's going to be some things that I mentioned, but we don't really dig into that we might have to come back to for another day. But a lot of accusations and allegations throughout this. Some court battles going on. We also got a viral incident, whatever, or a viral plot, right? To kind of get back. You know what I mean, this might be one of the craziest get backs I've ever seen, especially online. And this one, I don't think it's a skit. Like, it's too this is too vivid for it to be a skit, whatever. Because I take this up with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna get that, and we're gonna run it all down. And man, hopefully y'all enjoy the show. See what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Hit, comment in the comment section, man. Anything that kind of like shocks you, or if you want to know more about, I'll be glad to have that conversation and continue it though. So let me just first say, man, I love being a dad. Man. So last week, my son had his first performance, right? He had his first musical performance. So he's a trumpet player, right? And I always talk about how, man, I wish I would have picked a cool instrument. Like, the trumpet is cool. The drums is obviously cool. Piano is cool to me. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if they let you, as a kid, I don't know if they let you pick the piano or whatever. But then, like, the saxophone is also cool. I'm going to tell y'all, man, what I played when I was in 4th and 5th grade. I played the clarinet. And it just looked dope, like, to me, because I think Kenny G was Kenny G playing the clarinet. Somebody famous was playing the clarinet, and I just thought it was cool because it had all the buttons on there. It had a lot of keys on there. So I was like, oh yeah, I mean, this is what's up. If I was gonna go woodwind, I should have went saxophone, because that's just sexier. You know what I mean? Even though there's jokes about that blowing the saxophone. But no, my son picked a good instrument, whatever. And I'm glad that I did not continue. So after 5th grade, I remember going into 6th grade, and my life was like, I kind of had like some transitions. Like, I mean, my dad had got married, whatever. So I had like siblings, like, I had a half sibling and some step siblings that kind of moved in with me. You know what I mean? My mom was kind of transitioning into her own house and lifestyle, whatever. So, like, it was just a lot of stuff, whatever. So, like, I didn't have like my parents was going through shit, you know what I mean? And just life was lifing for them. And so, like, I didn't have like direction always, like, in middle school. And so I didn't know when to go to practice. Like, I didn't know when I was supposed to go. So I never went. And then I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like I dodged a bullet, right? And this might seem insensitive, right? But what I learned was that once I got to high school and then I saw the band, and I realized, like, yo, the clarinet is not an instrument for boys. Like, that is that's a very, other than Squidward, you know what I mean? Maybe Kenny G, but like, it's kind of you get put into like a girl section. Like, mostly girls are playing the flutes. Like, you're right next to the flutes. If you're a clarinet, y'all right next to the flutes. So it's a lot of girls, and it was a lot of, effeminate boys, you know what I mean, and that grew up to be, how they, expressing themselves fully. You know what I mean? We'll just say that, whatever. So I feel like I dodged a bullet, but like, the drums would have been cool. I think though, when you play the drums though, you get people try to like get you to play at churches and stuff like that. But like drumline, I mean, like, and then seeing drumline, how intense that was when I was a kid. Like, that was what it was, drumline 2002 or 2003. It was one of them years, whatever. So like that was intense. That was cool, whatever. But like I should have picked that. But anyway, my son had his first little performance, and it was called, they called it an informant, right? So basically they had us, like, they walked us through the journey of where they started, because they just started in, playing instruments in September. Um and all the progress that they've made. And then what they did was they invited parents, like a kid got to invite one of their parents on the stage, and he would teach me how to play, it's called hot cross buns or something like that. And a lot of people say that they remember playing that on a little recorder. I went to a poor inner city school, so like they was not giving out recorders when I was a kid, so I did not play that hot cross buns, whatever. But it was dope, man. It was a good experience. I had a nice little video of it. I made a little cutout of him. It was dope, man. It was a good performance, a good experience. And I'm hoping that he sticks with it. A lot of people are like, saying, "Oh yeah, he should stick with it. He should stick with it." So that's something that's kind of occupied my time a little bit. That was a big deal. My son also had his first basketball game this past weekend. They didn't get the win, whatever, but we got some work to do in terms of that. I'm actually helping out too, coaching and stuff. And then the week prior to that, let me tell y'all about my experience. So I did go to Travis Scott's Utopia Circus Maximus concert, part of the Utopia tour. I saw him in Baltimore, right? So this is the second time I've seen Travis Scott, right? So Travis Scott, so there's different types of performers. So like I've been to a great share concerts, whatever. And I ain't gonna lie, now I'm kind of leaning towards, because in 2022 I went to 2 R&B concerts, and that might be the best experience. You know what I mean? Because like in those concerts, I went to those concerts with women. Yeah, I mean, whatever. And like when especially when you know the songs, you just sing your heart out, and it's just all love in the air, and it's intimate. Yeah, I mean, it's dope, man. I seen Chris Brown, right? So a goat. And I seen a young up and coming, I mean, gonna be a goat, Blast. I seen him last year. And both of those concerts were really dope. I did see Lupe last year as well. So, but rap concerts are cool. Travis Scott is more of I ain't gonna hold you, like it's like a rock show. Like it's like, and I never been to a rock show, but like he is a rock star, right? So sometimes you go in there for the songs and like the lyrics and them performing the song, but sometimes you going for the energy, you know. And Travis Scott, I never seen that kind of energy in any other concert that I've ever been to. So like he is a great performer. Um, it was in Baltimore at their little, it used to be called the Royal Farms Arena. So it's not the biggest arena, but there's like not really a bad seat in the house. The stage, right? So the floor is, what I mean, it's pretty big area, whatever. The stage was basically the whole floor, like the whole floor. It wasn't like just the back end, or like it was the middle of the concert. And it was like, it looked like it was like canyons and valleys and stuff like that. It was like shit that he could climb on. He's always has crazy special effects. He has like rides and stuff like that on his sets. When I seen him back in Astro World concert, not the festival, Astro World concert in 2018, he had a roller coaster on the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like a real life little roller coaster. This one, he had this like rock thing that like he actually asked a couple fans to get on it, and they was kind of like swinging through, you know what I mean, for a couple songs, whatever. So it was dope. Couple things about the concert. So first, and surprising, and this is the first time I've ever seen this happen, but it's with good reason, because what I mean, my man is not trying to get hemmed up, whatever. There was 2 different times that they stopped the show. Right. So the first time they stopped the show, we like, yo, and Travis ain't really saying nothing. So like he's somebody's in his ear. Somebody, like, he has some type of ear, but he has some type of way that people are notifying him. But he was just like talking, and then he was like about to perform a song. He's like, oh, all right, hold on real quick. And then he kind of walks off, and I'm thinking like, yo, this man like got heat exhaustion or something, like something happened to Travis. I didn't know, whatever. And then we're waiting. They kind of cut the lights on, whatever. They cut the lights on. And then so where I was seated, like it was great seats, whatever. But like I wasn't on the floor, and I wouldn't want to be on the floor for a Travis concert. But you can see the lights come on, and then the medical professionals, they kind of started parting ways, whatever. And then it was a woman, and she must have got hit in the head. And because she was like holding her head and like crying and stuff like that. And maybe I don't know if she was bleeding. I couldn't tell from where I was at. But it was good that they stopped the show. But you could see how irate the fans were. Like people around me and over, they're like, hurry it up, like get her, all right, man, get her out of here. Like we can't, you know what I mean? So like that's the thing, Astro World was what it was. I think Astro World was way probably like 10 times like the size of this show, whatever. And they didn't have enough security and police and things like that. So like, the way that he was kind of faulted for what happened, it was like, come on, man. Like, it's not even like that kind of concert. It's probably not even real. Like the medical professionals couldn't even get through where they needed to get through at that kind. Like, remember they had the ambulance there. Like, so like, I don't even think he realized what the hell was going on. I really don't think he knew what was going on or whatever. And I wouldn't want to put the blame on him, but he ain't taking no chances no more. He's not playing with y'all. Like, all right, well, something happened. Oh, all right, we stopping the show. So I respect it, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, again, I want him to win. So like I don't fault him, whatever. So that was that. What I would say though is that, and then so my other thing I want to talk about is basically it's only thing, man, with concerts, even though like I mean there's a certain album, like if he's performing the album, you have to know that because they're gonna perform some old songs, which that was great, you know what I mean? But like they're not always gonna perform every song on the album. Like sometimes they do, but this was a long album, so he did not play every song on the album. There was 2 songs that I needed to hear. Like I needed to hear these songs, and I think these songs he's spitting on these songs like more than some of the other tracks, whatever. But one was Lost Forever, and Lost Forever is featuring West Side Gun, whatever, and Travis snapped on that track, like, you know what I mean? So I thought I would hear that. And then to me the best track on the whole album is called Schizo. Now Schizo is a 6-minute song, but there's like 5 different beats on the song, whatever. So like it would have been dope to hear him kind of like perform that, all the beat changes, him spitting the lyrics, whatever. Now that features Young Thug, but Young Thug is only on he's only on the second verse. Yeah, he's only on the second verse, whatever. So like they could have finagled that. So those are 2 songs I really wanted to hear. But when he playing like some of the old school stuff, when he playing 3500, when he started playing Sicko Mode, like it was an experience. It was dope. What I wanted him also to do was, because I think Travis Scott is comeback artist of 2023, and he, I mean, I don't think he'll win the Grammy, but he has a chance to win a Grammy. He's nominated for a Grammy. So, his comeback starts at the end of 2022. So his comeback starts with the Metro Boomin album. What's it called? Heroes and Villains. So Metro Boomin, that was a great project or whatever. And like, Travis is on like 6 of those tracks. All of the tracks on there is bangers. You know what I'm saying? So like, I wish we would have got some of that. Like, like if he would have performed the song Trance, we put other feathers over this type of weather. Yeah, I mean, that's my jam. Or Niagara Falls. I would have went crazy if he would have performed Niagara Falls. Ratchet bitches want to, but I would have went crazy. So, and the only other thing too about a Travis Scott concert, the age range is so wide. Like there's literally little kids there with their parents. Like, and I'm like, I don't think this is for kids or whatever, because there's there's alcohol, there's drugs, you know what I mean, like in this state, in the crowds and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know if a little kid is supposed to be there, you know what I mean? But like he has little kid fans, and I feel like me and my boys, we were younger than the dads that took their kids, but like I think we might have been on the fringes of his fan base in terms of age, whatever. So like might be the last Travis concert I go to, unless he drops an album that's a little bit more like R&B-ish or something like that, where he's trying to say, what I mean, like yeah, it might be the last Travis concert I go to. But it was dope. Had a good experience. Again, you kind of go to a Travis concert for the energy, whatever. So, real quick, let me hold on real quick. Leave a comment. Has any of y'all ever been to a Travis Scott show? I mean, has anybody ever been to a Travis Scott concert? When's the last concert that you went to? And you know what I mean? Would you go to a Travis Scott show? What's the show that you want to see? All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic. All right, so this is fucking crazy. All right, what I'm about to share with y'all is fucking crazy. So now, obviously, we don't on this show, we do not condone cheating. We do not condone it. You know what I'm saying? You know, unfortunately, it does happen in relationships, right? So, like, I guess the thing is, like, what do you do when you know what I mean? And I guess this is more for women. Like, what do you do when, ladies, if you found out that your man was cheating, your husband is cheating, whoever it is, right? Whatever his role is in your life, do you just, you know what I mean? Do you get angry and get violent, right? Do you, sulk and cry and hide away? Do you stand up for yourself and leave the situation? Do you just bounce? Or do you get real vindictive, right? And like there's a bunch of ways that we can get vindictive, right? You can try to have, you can have sex with a homie, you can have sex with an op, you know what I'm saying? You could take money, you can get vindictive, and you can destroy property, right? Like, I mean, like that, those are typically the things that we see, right? That's kind of normal. Like there's literally songs about it. Bust the windows out your car. You know what I mean? And I love Jasmine Sullivan, and even that's actually a dope song, whatever. It is a little, you know what I mean? You gotta be careful when you're hearing that song and who the audience is, whatever, because like, some women get really personal. Or like Keisha Cole, I should have cheated. Like I don't like that song. That's a bad song to me. It's a good song, like, for her career, but that's a horrible song to me. Like, I should have cheated. Like, no, that's not what we do. Now, this is all right. What I would say is this type of vindication, right? This type of vengeance is like typically reserved for, it's WPS, man. This is some white people shit. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, what I'm seeing is like crazy. I never saw nothing like this, whatever. So I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of a clip of this, whatever. Maybe like 30 seconds. I don't know how much I can bear, whatever. But like, I want to know y'all opinions on this. What happens here, right? So let's share the screen here. This is fucking crazy. I don't. This is unprecedented. I never seen nothing like this before. Woman deep fried poop for her cheating husband. All right, so let's hear what she got to say, and let's look at how she about to season this joint up.
You got some all-purpose flour, garlic powder, complete seasoning, natural sea salt, Laura seasoning. See,
and look at this.
Fresh. I'm looking for. I'm trying to give it to him. Old Bay. I got a good life insurance policy, and I'm gonna slap your mama, cause I'm gonna slap his man. I can't stand. That's what I want to do, cause she lied for him. We got the right here. This what he eating today, y'all. I ain't playing. This what he eating today. Yeah, it's what you think it is. It's going down. Y'all wait for it.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm gonna go ahead and season it. I'm gonna go ahead and get it seasoned for him. We're gonna put some slap your mammy on there. Cause I'm gonna slap. We're gonna put some slap your mammy.
All right, so that is feces right there. Like let's stop playing, right? Like, let's stop the show, right? That's feces right there. So like, think about, like, all right, time out. That's mad turds, right? So the effort that it takes to do this, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Wow. Like, and let's watch a little bit more. Maybe we fast forward a little bit.
We're gonna put on that overdrown that smell. That way he won't be able to tell what you got. And we're gonna put that garlic powder on top of that. We got powder. See, this way he won't know what you got going on. Right? Okay, hold on. Let me put my gloves on. I'll be back. Sausages, baby sausages today. I want to make sure it stick. See you when you get home. I love the fact you depend on me to cook for you. Come straight home. Don't go nowhere else. I love you, baby. Get on. I'll go back to work. Looking just like some fried mushrooms. Baby, tell me if you do this, how it came out. You got old cheat husband like I do. Yeah, I love y'all. I know y'all gonna judge me.
That is crazy. Like, oh my God. Like, time out. All right. I'm glad. See, I kind of, that's a 7-minute video, and I was just kind of fast forwarding through it, whatever. So all we saw was her cooking process, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't see the end result. So, like, I don't think it's a skit, whatever, because that when you see it, that is definitely poop. Like, that's definitely feces, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's definitely feces. There's no doubt about that, whatever. But think about the effort that takes, right? Like, so you have to, because it said like, oh, she dried it out so she could fry it, whatever. So it's like you went to the bathroom, right? And either you caught it, you know what I mean, some way, or you scooped it out of there, whatever. You sat it on something in your house, whatever, so it could dry. And like, you home, I don't know if you home all day. I don't know what you do, lady. You know what I mean? You work from home, like, because it has to be the same day. Like, that had to be from the morning or something like that, because like, how you gonna hide? You can't hide that. Like, you can't. Where you gonna hide poop? Like, where you just where you just gonna hide a plate of turds? You know what I mean? Like, you can't hide that, whatever, nowhere. So like, what you doing there? And then like, she had this idea, I'm gonna deep fry it, I'm gonna feed it to him, like, because he was giving me a lot of shit, so I'm gonna make him eat some shit, whatever. Now, that looked like shit. Like, it didn't even look like she talking about, oh, it's gonna look like sausages, little fried sausages. I ain't never eat a fried sausage, like a deep fried sausage. So that's red flag number one. She was talking in that video, because I seen the whole video. She was talking how it kind of smells like as it was cooking, it smells, whatever. And she thought all that seasoning, you know what I mean? Like, he's gonna die from high blood pressure, yeah, I mean, before he dies of the toxins of eating the feces, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? So like, but yeah, like what kind of time are you on that you have that much energy to say, I'm gonna take a shit, and then I'm gonna cook my poop, whatever. Like, you had to endure that. Like, you had, you know what I mean, she had to get gloves. Like, she had the preparation for that. She had to get gloves. You know what I mean, her house is smelling like chitlins, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like she was wilding. I mean, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what the story is. I don't, because a lot of these stories be getting bad. Like, and these guys be doing these women like crazy, crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like, just leave. I feel like you should just leave, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I almost like, nah, I ain't gonna say that, because I don't. Man, I would be devastated if a woman like if she like hurt my like damage my property, like damage like my like material things and things like that. Like, that would be, I'm telling y'all right now that would be my weak spot, whatever. If you was really mad at me, that's where I would like. I mean, that's where I'm probably going to jail. Like, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But oh man, I hope they don't do it. Like, I kind of want to see a part 2 to see what happens, but I kind of don't, because again, if you eat a piece of shit, whatever, like, what do you think is about to happen to you? Like if you feed somebody that, whatever, and you talking about you want to see his face, what do you think he's gonna do in retaliation to that? Like, I just feel like it's you playing a dangerous game, whatever. And hopefully she didn't go through with it, whatever. But like, what do you expect to happen? You know what I mean? Because like, is that a crime? I see my man Dev post, he posted a comment. He's like, isn't this a crime? And I don't know. I just know it's not proper. It's not civilized. It's trifling. It's crazy, whatever. So that's the craziest thing I have for y'all in terms of things to see, things to view, stuff like that, whatever. So I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. No, I do know where to go. I do know where to go. So speaking of crazy couples and situations, right? Like, let's get into this. We got a news story. And we got an update. Now, I feel like I mentioned him months ago after it first happened, but like, I was not really diving into it, because there was a trial, and then, like, I didn't even know if he was going to get officially like, I didn't know what was going to come of it. So I did not cover it at the time initially, whatever. But Jonathan Majors, if y'all know, Jonathan Majors, and we're gonna put a little image here. Jonathan Majors was found guilty of assault and harassment. So it says the verdict was reached Monday by a 6-person jury after over 4 hours of deliberation that was spread across days. The actor is set to be sentenced on February 6th, whatever. So if y'all remember with Jonathan Majors, just to give y'all a little backstory, apparently what happened was he was with his girlfriend, right? Her name was Grace Jabari, whatever, you know what I mean? And I guess he got a text message that said, I wish I was kissing you right now. So she goes to snatch his phone, whatever. So obviously then an altercation ensues where he's trying to get the phone back. They say prior her finger and did something. And then she's alleging that, well, she, and I guess he got kind of convicted of this, whatever, but she's saying that he hit her upside the head or something like that to get the phone back. And then as he's kind of like leaving the car, and this is the only thing that's on camera, we see her, like he said he's placing her back in the car so she wouldn't run in traffic, but like they're saying that he threw her back in the car, like he pushed her and all this, whatever. So the charge that he got convicted of, it is a misdemeanor. So it says a New York jury found Marvel actor Jonathan Majors guilty of reckless assault in the 3rd degree and guilty of harassment. It says he was with girlfriend Megan Good, and that's the thing. Megan Good is a beard for him. Like I don't even think Megan Good is his real girlfriend. Like I didn't talk about that. I think that was like because the victim, right? The victim, Grace Jabbar, she's a white woman, whatever. And obviously there's stigma about that. Dr. Umar goes in about that. You know what I mean? He uses this term snow bunnied. He's like, oh, he got snow bunny, like basically, you know, a white woman basically taking down a black man, whatever. So I don't really get into all that, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't want to believe that that's what, you know, when white women get into relationships with black men, I don't think that's their goal, whatever. But I think sometimes, I mean, because especially if you come from trauma, you know what I mean, or you had traumatic experiences, I think, you know, some certain populations of people handle situations differently, whatever. And like sometimes the police get involved. Now, here's the thing. Grace, the girl, she got on the stand and she testified that she didn't call the cops, whatever. Like she didn't call the cops, but he called 911 the next morning because she like was out of it, whatever. So he was trying to take some precautions. I don't think she was like at least in the moment, like she wasn't like dead or like, you know what I mean? She wasn't like in dire pain, whatever. But he called the police, and then she didn't even file charges on him. It was the state picked it up. So, and that's the thing when it comes to DV, when it comes to these type of cases, DV cases, like, you know, even if a woman says, no, I don't want to press charges, like if the you know, district attorney, the state, you know what I mean, they want the municipality, whatever, they want to take it to court, then your ass is going to court, you know what I mean, and they're going to try you, and they're going to, you know what I mean, they're going to see what happens. So both charges are misdemeanors that he was charged with, and not to minimize it or whatever. It says on 2 other charges he was found not guilty of intentional assault. So they're saying that he didn't intentionally try to assault her, like he didn't intentionally hurt her, but like he probably did too much. Like he did more than he was supposed to do in that altercation. And then he was not guilty of aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree. But his lawyer said that he's looking forward to clearing his name. Let's see what else. Yeah, but this happened in March. So this happened right after, like, he did Creed. After Creed 3 came out, right, in early March, whatever. This happened in late March. This is literally the biggest year of his career. He was in a Marvel movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp. He played like the villain there. He got this opportunity for Creed, and then there was another movie that got greenlit and it did well at Sundance, but then the company that bought it, they shelved it, whatever. And as a result, like right away, right after this guilty verdict, Marvel and Disney, they drop him. So he is not going to be featured in the Marvel universe anymore. They said they're going to rename the movie, whatever that's about to come out, and obviously they got to recast him now. And it is unfortunate because, you know, could this have been resolved in a different way? I guess I kind of I sympathize with him, especially if he was wrongly accused or convicted. But it's like, I got you got to hold him accountable to the sense of like, yo, man, you gotta read the room, man. You gotta know the situations. You gotta, you know, what I mean, you gotta have people almost like in place, like for these type of things that like, if these things happen, you gotta have protections in place so that you know, what I mean, you don't get hemmed up. One thing though that they said, which this is where I don't really sympathize with him, and this is the case that they kind of built like basically based on the harassment stuff, whatever. They said that he used like tactics where he threatened suicide one time when they got into a disagreement. Like he threatened suicide after an argument, whatever. And like I don't know, man. Like guys that like maybe he does have those kind of ideations, whatever. But guys that do stuff like that, you can't really you look at them guys with a side eye. You can't really trust the man that is making claims like that. Like you just it just doesn't sit well with a lot of people. And it's I don't know, it looks very manipulative, and that's kind of what the case that they were building. They were saying that he, you know, it's been they were together 2 years, and it was a history of like manipulation and verbal abuse and emotional abuse and domination and just certain tactics. And you know, I mean, the jury believed it. So is his acting career over? No, it's not over, but it's severely damaged for a while. Now, I don't know if black actors can get like the Robert Downey Jr. treatment. Like, so I don't know if y'all know Robert Downey Jr. in the 90s was like he was always like in the headlines for like you know, just drunkenness and like just kind of like throwing his life away. And then like as I became an adult, like he had a whole nother ascension, and like he's like the man again. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so and that's the thing with acting, man. Like you know, sometimes actors, he's only 34 years old. Like sometimes actors don't even break until they're 50. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of actors that didn't get their first shot until they was in their 40s and 50s. So like we hope that he doesn't go through a whole like a long law before he gets another big opportunity. But like you never know, man. Hollywood is all about relationships and handshakes, and if you're bad press, if and you know people are not gonna want to, you know, go see your movies, you're not getting picked up for certain roles, right? Or you're gonna have to take a back seat, and you know you were on your way to be an A-list actor. You know what I mean? Probably a better actor. You're a better actor than Michael B. Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But like now, you ain't never gonna face that. You know, you're never gonna get to hit that level at this point, whatever. So that's that on that. So what y'all think, man? Did he get a rough shake? Again, he could spend up to a year in jail, but most likely he's gonna get probation. And you know, I don't know how they monitor that, whatever. Just don't be surprised don't be surprised if him and Megan Good break up in the next 5 to 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, 3 to 4 months, to be honest, whatever. And if they do break up soon, then I'm gonna know for sure that that was not a real relationship. That was for perception, because you know a lot of black men they get flack when they mess with white women. And I felt like he like I don't know if he needed it, but like I think he wanted to get back in the graces of Black America. Because they're like, damn, bro, like, why would you put yourself in that situation? If you would have, you know, a lot of people, oh, if you would have had a sister, then this way. No, well, he might have actually fought her. Like, if it was, I mean, like, you never know. Like, he could have actually got into a fight if it was, you know, me, somebody else. So, like, I don't know, man. It's just, it's unfortunate, but, you know, hopefully everybody's safe, and, you know, hopefully, you know, they can make amends, and he can bounce back. Because I don't think this makes him a bad person forever. But like obviously if it happens again, now we talking about a pattern. So hopefully he's not developing a pattern, and this was a one-time isolated incident there. Y'all know, man, Anthony Edwards, man, of the Timberwolves. You know what I mean? Shooting guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Amazing play. I think he's an amazing young player. You know what I mean? Can jump out the gym, can hoop. You know what I mean? Great personality too. Like he's, you know what I mean, we've seen him in the one Adam Sandler basketball movie, make an appearance. And like I said, he's fun. I think he's a funny, affable dude. Well, you know what I mean? He might have knocked up the wrong shorty. So, here saying, damn, and this is just somebody's tweet, whatever, but like this is coming out though now. It says, damn, Anthony Edwards knocked up an IG model and she exposed him, right? So Basically, you know what I mean, he gets into he's getting into this conversation with this woman. And she's talking about so she shows him the pregnancy test, whatever. And she's saying that she has an appointment. And he's like, no, you can't do this. She's like, so what now? What a great response. Get an abortion. Get an abortion. And he should have said an abortion, but get an abortion. LOL. Honestly, I had an abortion with my son around 2 years ago, and I regret it every day. Man, you can't force a kid in the world. You don't know what it is just yet, whatever. And she's saying, that's not the point. I said I had an abortion 2 years ago and I regret it. He said, yeah, but I don't want a kid. So I guess he does not have any kids yet. He said, being cool to you is just going to get an abortion by myself and you not doing shit and going about your day. That's being cool to you. Obviously, you've been through this before just by your reaction. I would send you money to help you out. I didn't ask for it, but okay. He said, I don't want kids. Let's handle this like grown-ups. Yeah, so basically he's telling her to get the pills. Again, I guess she took some type of pill, whatever. But then he sent her $100,000 though. Like, and then there's more clips out there. There's more like pictures out there that shows like a wire transfer for $100K, whatever. And she's kind of going back and forth saying like, oh, your lawyer ain't hit me up. He's like, yo, my lawyer will hit you up. My lawyer will hit you up. Well, there is a wire transfer for 100K, and then now they're saying that, and if I'm not mistaken, they're saying that she didn't actually have the abortion. So like a lot of people are like, yo, you don't give nobody that much money unless you know for sure this happened, whatever. And a lot of people are just saying like, yo, like she about to make him pay now. Now that this is viral, now this is out, the text messages, whatever. He's about to get it, whatever. And he had to release a statement, right? So think about it. He plays in Minnesota, right? Minnesota ain't Brotherville, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't a lot of us that's not, Minnesota is not necessarily the most Afrocentric state, you know what I mean, in the world. So like your fan base is a lot of people, you know what I mean? Midwest, probably conservative people, you know what I'm saying? So like you talking this abortion stuff, he had to kind of make a statement to kind of retract some things, whatever, like at least like the image of it. Now this is not criminal, so he's not gonna get suspended or anything like that. It's just messy as fuck. Like, or he better not get suspended. It's just messy as fuck. And you would just think, man, that like, yo, these basketball players, I don't know, man, you gotta I don't know what you gotta do. I mean, obviously you want to say wrap it up, whatever, but like a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to have some fun. But like, bro, like you gotta do something, man. Have the plan B's on deck or something. Like you gotta do something, man. If you gonna be living out here on the road and you're gonna be reckless, you have to protect yourself in some way, shape, or form. Like, I don't know what you got to do. If you want the pleasures, then you need the protections. And like I said, that can look a bunch of different ways. But man, we'll see how this is like a brewer. This has to cook up a little bit. So we don't know where exactly this is going quite yet. But I'm nervous for the boy, man. I'm nervous for the boy. Let's see. Another thing, and this is funny because it kind of leads into some positive, whatever. But like, because I didn't talk to y'all last week. So I don't know if y'all saw, man, Cam'ron, the GOAT. You know what I mean? It is what it is, right? His sports show. One, I love this phase of Cam's career. Cam has been one of my favorite rappers for a long time. I mean, obviously the Dipset God. Obviously, we seen what happened in the verses, and the verses, a couple years ago did not go the way they wanted it to go. And so Dipset was on a decline, like Dipset in terms of even like legendary status, like people was like looking at them down. I mean, whatever. But Cam always finds a way to reinvent himself, whatever. And now he has a sports show with Mace, whatever. Right. So he's bubbling right now. And it's funny. I watched the show. I like hearing him talk. He dropped a sick ass freestyle, the one before one of the episodes, and that joint went viral, whatever. So like he's cooking right now. Like Cam is hot right now. Like this feels like, come home with me, Cam. This feels like the Pink Panther. This feels like Purple Haze. Like this, he's just in a hot moment right now. So then on the Joe Budden podcast, they have, Melyssa Ford is there. And we know Melyssa Ford, she's a video vixen. And somehow a conversation gets, well, no, this is what happens. Like sometimes Cam, they get off of sports a little bit and they talk about their story, like personal stories. Now Mace don't really, he doesn't always feel comfortable because he is a pastor, and that's good too. That's another thing. It's good to see Mace and Cam, they have mended the fences, you know what I mean, and whatever was going on, they cool again, whatever, right? So he started talking about, a story when they were kids, and like, so they were young, it was 90s, and they said they was in a whorehouse, whatever, so some type of brothel or some type of, you know what I mean, like where it go down, whatever, and he's just talking about the experience there. So like, and he made mention, so like they was young, they wasn't even really old enough to be in this place, whatever. So then somehow that conversation gets brought up on the Joe Budden podcast, and Melyssa Ford makes a claim that, like, how does he know that the girls weren't underage? Well, that it didn't sit well necessarily with her co-host, whatever, you know what I mean? And they're like, yo, you can't say that, whatever. But then this is the thing. Joe Budden is a pre-recorded podcast, just like I'm a pre-recorded podcast. So like, anything I say on here that I don't like or that I think is questionable, I have the power to edit it out, right? Joe Budden, he has a team, he has a production staff, whatever. They have the power to edit out. That's how they can record one day. Yeah, I mean, they could record tonight and then the episode is out tomorrow because they have a fucking team. They have a production team that does this shit, whatever. So they didn't take it out. So Cam fries her the fuck up, whatever, right? And he's like, first off, like, because the Alec now in today's day and age, now granted, Cam was probably kind of moving a little free and fast, like telling a story like that. And especially if this is supposed to be a sports podcast, maybe you want to save that story for your own like platform, like that's separate from that, whatever. Well, you know what I mean? He's up in arms because it's like, yo, the allegation alone, and every man knows this, the allegation alone sometimes is more damaging than the actual crime. You know what I mean? Like, you accusing somebody of doing stuff like that, a lot of times that's worse than I mean, like, just the allegation can put you in hot water, whatever. So her saying that, oh, how do you know that these girls were underage? He debunked that right away, was like, well, yeah, I mean, we were underage. Yeah, I mean, so like it wasn't like I was like, we weren't messing with no young girls. Like, if there were young girls in there, they were our age. Like it was legal, whatever. And then he starts, because Melyssa Ford was a video vixen. So then he starts frying her up, talking about like, you're not even from here. Like, first of all, you're from Canada, whatever. But then also he started like to mention, he started name dropping. He mentioned that that she was an escort at one point in time, and that she had some relations with Ice-T in a bathroom for 2000, like, you know what I mean? So he started running it on her, whatever. And then the controversy is, well, then that's what Cam said. He said, he's like, I fuck with y'all. He's like, but, you know what I mean? Y'all could have edited it out. He said, y'all could have edited that part out, whatever. But he's like, but y'all didn't. So now y'all got me coming at y'all, whatever. And then the controversy is, well, why didn't they edit it out? Is it, were they being hoes for content? You know what I mean? Like, did they just want to just say something provocative just to get a reaction out of people? Or were they hanging Melyssa Ford out to dry? And there's some people that feel like maybe they were, because like, maybe I don't know why they want to get rid of her, but maybe, you know what I mean, they didn't necessarily protect her in that situation. They could have, but like, maybe they thought the content was good. They fucking with the wrong one. You don't fuck with Killer season, man. You don't fuck with Killer. He's gonna fire back, whatever. And he fired back with a vengeance. And I was kind of glad to see it. It was dope, whatever. But again, it got messy. You know what I mean? So we'll see what kind of happens after that. It hasn't hurt Cam's stock at all in any of this, whatever. So one more thing though, even with Cam has been shooting his shot at Nia Long. He's been shooting his shot at Nia Long. Yeah, I mean, we seen a DM, you know what I mean, whatever. And he met her this past weekend at some party. And he said, no, we're not going to. People are like, yo, don't fuck it up, Killer, don't fuck it up. He like, yo, we do not date or nothing like that. He's like, but I gave her my number. And Mace was like, yo, that's not even like you, Cam. He's like, I know, but man, she not a regular type of woman, whatever. So like, I hope, she ends up hitting my man's up. You know what I mean? Hopefully sparks fly. And then, we get a new album. and she's the video girl in the album. That'd be dope. That'd be dope, man. That'll make me feel like the 2000s again. You know what I'm saying? And last thing before we just touch on a couple of topics that we might have to come back to later. This had to do with sports again. So we talked about Anthony Edwards, and obviously that wasn't a sports story. But let's get into Cam Newton. So another Cam. So two Cams. We got two Cams today. And let's get into Cam Newton, man. So Cam Newton, right, former quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. He played for the Patriots as well. He went back to Carolina, finished his career. A lot of people feel that Cam is like 34 years old. So a lot of people feel that Cam probably could still play because quarterbacks play to their 40. Well, but Cam's style of being a QB is not a style that typically stands the test of time. Now, Cam Newton has an MVP season. He did take his team to the Super Bowl one year, right? So, and he's a Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, won a national championship, I believe. So, like, he does have credentials to talk about football. And to be honest, anybody has credentials. Like if you have a journalism degree, you have credentials to talk about football, whatever, right? So he goes on this rant though and talks about he comes at 4 different quarterbacks. And these are actually 4 different quarterbacks that are like doing really well. They've had decent careers. They're having pretty good seasons, whatever. And so Cam Newton went on to, and he was talking, these 4 quarterbacks. He's talking about Brock Purdy. He talked about Jared Goff, Tua, and who else was it? It was them. I know it was them 3. Oh, and Dak Prescott, right? So then he goes on to call them game managers now, and let's all right. So here's the thing. So he called them game managers, whatever, and was basically downplaying them. And he was saying how, like, basically he's saying the weapons around them are what make them great. You know what I mean? They're game managers. They play not to lose you the game as opposed to playing to win the game, right? That's what he was saying, whatever. But game manager, if you know anything about football, right? That's not even a term that football players necessarily use. That's a journalist term. That's a sports analyst term, right? And a game manager, like, has always had, and this is where there's a disconnect, because then we're going to talk about him cleaning it up. But game manager has always had a negative connotation to it. Like, it's never been a positive word to call a quarterback, whatever, because we have people like Trent Dilfer was a game manager, right? Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens, right? But Trent Dilfer ain't do shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was kind of a liability, but, like, you know, he did enough. He did enough to where, like, he might have made a throw here or there, and they won a game, whatever. I remember a quarterback by the name of Brad Johnson. He played for the Buccaneers. He won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. And he played for the Redskins, played for the Vikings, whatever, at the time, back in the day. He wasn't a flashy quarterback. He did have a couple good seasons, whatever, but, like, he is somebody that we would call a game manager, right? Rex Grossman, he went to a Super Bowl. He went to a Super Bowl with the Bears and lost to Peyton Manning, whatever. Had a 13-3 season. He is somebody that we would call a game manager. So game managers, true, sometimes they don't make mistakes, whatever. But when Matt Hasselbeck is another, I would call him a game manager, even though he was a starting quarterback for a long time. I would call him a game manager. So game managers typically and historically have always been the type of player that is like, they're there as a quarterback. They know the system, like, they know what to do, whatever, but, like, their ability is not that great, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't do enough, like, to elevate their teams, whatever. So he talked about those 4 quarterbacks. Those 4 quarterbacks are having they're having good seasons. They're having some success. I mean, all of them play on playoff teams, whatever, but he's calling them game managers. And then the media went in on Cam. Like, the media went in on Cam. Like, and everybody's like, huh? The part that this is where I will give Cam some grace, because I don't think it's cool, because he's an independent entity when it comes to sports journalism, right? So, like, I don't think it's cool that there's sports analysts that are discrediting him, right? Whatever, for what he said. Now they can correct him. You can correct him, but don't discredit him, right? Don't make it seem like, and there was a woman that was like, "Oh, you're on the couch. Like you don't even play anymore." Like, and I'm thinking like that's the weakest argument. That's like when you say, like, if I criticize Cam Newton and if somebody says to me, "Well, he could play quarterback better than you." No shit, Sherlock. Like, of course he could play quarterback better than me, but I'm a fan. I'm watching the game. I can still see it. I'm not saying he don't put in work, whatever, but like if I say that somebody's better than him, the eye test, we can see it. We can see the production. We can see the stats. We can see whatever. Like, so to discredit him is foul, whatever. And y'all wouldn't be discrediting him if he worked for a major network, if he worked for Fox, if he worked for ESPN, if he CBS, if he worked for NBC. Like if he worked for any of these entities, right? Y'all wouldn't even quit, y'all wouldn't bat an eye. You know what I mean? Y'all would, you know what I mean? Because there's tons of sports analysts, there's tons of former mediocre players that are in the booths right now. You know what I mean? And some of them do a really good job. You know what I mean? But like you don't criticize those guys, you know what I mean? Or you don't come at their careers and things like that. You don't try to downtrodden them based on what they say because they work with you, but because he's an independent entity, you feel like you can get him out of here. Now, the next day, Cam released a statement, whatever, and based on, or and he was explaining what a game manager is. Now, what he said was, he said he never was coming at their ability, and he said there's just a difference between game managers and game changers, or a difference maker, whatever. And he's saying that, like, these guys just don't make mistakes. Like he's saying that they don't make mistakes, but it's really the weapons around them that are doing all the work. Now, again, he changed. I think the disconnect is the fact that he changed the connotation. Like he's saying that game manager is positive, but the way you said it though didn't make it positive. Like, you know what I mean? Like and a lot of the quarterbacks that you named that were difference makers were like mobile quarterbacks, or like, Aaron Rodgers, whatever. I mean, I think he might have made, Mahomes is a mobile quarterback, but we know what Mahomes could do. I think he also named Joe Burrow. He named Josh Allen. Josh Allen's another mobile quarterback, but Josh Allen is a difference maker. He could make the difference of your team fucking losing the game. You know what I mean? Because he does a lot of good things, whatever, but he does a lot of bad things. So like, and that's the same thing with Cam. Cam, he did a lot of good things, but he did a lot of bad things. But the fact is that he criticized some players that statistically have had better years than him. You know what I mean? So that's where I think people are like, because Brock Purdy, he's not flashy or whatever, but like, and you could say, oh, it's Debo, Debo this, Debo that, whatever. Like we've seen some teams that had weapons and a quarterback not being able to get them the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like when the quarterback goes down, like the whole team kind of like shuts down, whatever. So like, to just to give the credit to that, when Purdy is like throwing 70%, like, I mean, his accuracy is like 70%. That's a good quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like quarterbacks don't have to run out the pocket. Like you could be a pocket passer and be a good quarterback. Now he's saying, he didn't say that they weren't good quarterbacks, but the word game manager, that phrase, that term has always been reserved for weaker quarterbacks, like quarterbacks that don't really get it done. You know what I mean? Because most game managers don't get it done. You know what I mean? So there was, like I said, there was a disconnect. He did clean it up. And I think that he can talk some stuff, whatever. But like if he's coming at the ability of some of these guys, it's kind of crazy because Cam, although he did go to Super Bowl, although he does have an MVP, Cam has never had a back-to-back winning season. Go to footballreference.com right now. ProFootballReference.com. Look up Cam Newton. Look at his quarterback record. Like he'll have a good season. Like his team will have a good season, and then they'll be ass good season like. So he comes at Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott has never played in a losing season. You know what I mean? And we seen Dak Prescott the one year that he got hurt. And that's why he might not even be his full self, whatever. But the year that he got hurt, he was on pace for 6,000 yards. You know what I mean? Like he was going crazy like that year. So like Dak can throw the pill. Yeah, you know I mean, he gets sloppy at times. Tua. I mean, I mean, we know how good Tyreek Hill is, whatever, but like, I mean, Tua is getting you still got to get it to these guys. You know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy kind of takes what what the defense gives them, whatever, but you still gotta get it to the guys. Jared Goff. You know what I mean? Are you saying Amon-Ra St. Brown is like Jerry Rice or something like that? You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that he's pivotal to his success. Like Jared Goff had good seasons with the Rams. I mean, he had some good weapons, whatever, but like you still have to produce, and he's always produced. And when it comes to like throwing numbers, all these guys have put up better numbers than Cam, are more accurate than Cam, put up more yards than Cam in various seasons. And so, like, to say that he's a game manager, and then what I thought of was like, all right, well, we literally just inducted a Hall of Famer that if you're calling those guys game managers, then we can call this guy a game manager. But you wouldn't dare say that about Kurt Warner, right? But Kurt Warner, like, did he? Yeah, I mean, he went to the Super Bowl 3 times, right? He won the first time that he got there, whatever, as a backup, right? And then, there was the greatest show on turf, whatever. But why were they the greatest show on turf? Was it because of Warner? I mean, or was it because of Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, and Torrey Holt, three Hall of Famers, right? 3 Hall of Fame position players. Was it because of them? You know what I mean? Like, would you call Kurt Warner a game manager? I mean, now the one year that he threw like 43 touchdowns, he had like 23 picks as well. So like, he makes a lot of mistakes. I mean, but like, would you call him a game manager? Probably not. But to call these other guys game managers, it's like you're really discrediting these players, and they're really good. Like, they are good quarterbacks or whatever. Maybe they're pocket passers, maybe they're a little bit boring. But game manager, we need a new term. Or we all have to agree that that's what a game manager is, like what he said. But like most people, we see Trent when we hear the word game manager, we think of Trent Dilfer, we think of Rex Grossman, we think of like just guys that just been around. Like I said, Matt Hasselbeck, Brad Johnson. Those are like 4 names that just kind of come to mind when Andy Dalton. You know what I'm saying? Those are game managers to me. You know what I mean? Okay, not so great, whatever. They still, even if they have weapons, they can't put up the kind of numbers that, like, Tua's putting up, or Purdy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, man. We'll see what this looks like, and how the narrative kind of changes. But again, I don't agree with how the media, like certain members of the media, was trying to kill him for what he said. You can correct him, but like, to kill him and try to make him sound like he's just trash, that's corny. I think that's corny. But, and people saying weird stuff like, oh, if Dak had Dak, if Cam had Dak's weapons, he would. And I'm like, I don't know about all that. Like, you're going too far, because Cam didn't always make the right decisions. Cam is an inaccurate passer, right? Barely. I don't think he might have had one season that he had over 60%. That's low. He was a 50. He's in the 50s, high 50s. That's not good for a quarterback, whatever. So like, to say that he would automatically be accurate and make the best decisions, no, because he was a run first. He wanted to run that ball. So he would have tried to do too much. And that's what he said. He said sometimes he had to learn that, he don't always got to do everything. But, and again, if that's what a game manager is versus what you are, then we talking apples and oranges. Like, we're not talking necessarily the same thing, though. So that's that on that. What did y'all think, man? What y'all think about the episode? If y'all still watching, I need y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Again, I have a couple things that we might have to come back to next week. And they might be irrelevant now. So we got Cardi B and Offset. So Cardi B, she went on a rant and basically kind of like, really, pouring her soul out about the failure of the relationship with Offset, whatever. So I don't know if we want to get into that. Maybe we will, whatever. They were never married, right? Like, they're just a boyfriend, girlfriend with a kid, right? Like, or 2 kids. I don't know if they have multiple. I know they have 1 kid, but I don't know if they have multiple kids. But that they're just a couple. I mean, they're not a marriage. Keke Palmer update now. I want to see what Johnny has to say about that, whatever, because she looks at Darius Jackson as like kind of like a manipulator. Well, apparently there's some receipts that's showing that, like, maybe Keke was a little bit more involved. I don't know. That's something that I would want to kind of talk about with somebody else. Even Brother Bilal, the guy that made the wild claims about Will Smith, he's back at it, and now he's coming at Jada's neck and basically saying, like, he's calling her bluff. He's like, yo, sue me then. Sue me. If you don't sue me, then I'm gonna put everything out there. Whatever. He's like, this ain't blackmail. He's like, sue me. He's like, sue me, you know. So we might have to get into that and kind of dig more into that information. And then yeah, this is something I would like to talk about another time. Christian Keys, an actor, Christian Keys, he confesses that a Hollywood billionaire was sexually harassing him for years. And you know, Jason Lee, we know he knows about all the tea and the gossip, whatever. He's saying that he knows who it is. And he says that this would like rock Black Hollywood. You know what I mean? Now, I can't think of too many billionaire Hollywood black men, whatever. I think of Tyler Perry. Like, that's the first one. Lee Daniels is not a billionaire. So, you know what I mean? Like, if we just talk about directors, like, there's other black directors, but like, they have the empire, they have the cachet as a Tyler Perry. I don't see it. I don't know where that's at, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, man. So again, if y'all still watching, man, I would appreciate the support, man. Hit that subscribe button. Share this with somebody that likes all these different topics, whether it's sports, whether it's the relationships, whether it's just the headline news and things like that. Like, I need y'all to, you know what I mean, what y'all think about that viral video, man, the pieces that I decided to share with y'all. I mean, what do you do, man? Somebody cheats on you, what are you doing? What's your get back? Or is your get back, you know, a glow up or something like that? I don't know. And then obviously all this other stuff that's going on. Killer Cam Newton, if you're into sports, leave a comment below. What do you think about that term, the game manager? What kind of quarterbacks do you reserve that for? I don't know. So, but yeah, man, I had fun tonight. We'll be back. We'll probably get just quick might get Johnny, but like coming into 2024, man, we gotta spin the block again with some older guests and do some different things, man. But we still rocking here at 280 Plus. And this is another episode. It's your boy Los Def. I'm out. Peace.